Hi guys, this is my tarot space, and I'm Anna from Astralladytarot in Amsterdam. Alright. I thought maybe there isn't enough light to film this late at night, but with all the candles and stuff, we'll see. Let's see, let's just hold up a card. Yeah, you can see what I'm talking about, right? So that's fine. Am I using the Druid Craft? No. I'm going to use my trusty Centennial for this video. Very simple video, I think. Just a little thing that I remember struggling with when I learned the tarot. It was about how do I read the cards? Well, that's a very open question, of course, a very big question. What I mean by that is whenever I pull a card, do I read it as an affirmation? That's what is happening now. That's a mirror. Or do I read it as advice? That's the energy that I need now. There's a really big difference. If you don't know beforehand, if you haven't set it up in a spread position, like what is the question, or if you don't have that set rule for yourself, how you approach the energy of a card, then that can lead to confusion, right? So I'm not going to bother with reverse cards right now, because I read those in the most simple way, which is the way that felt best for me, and most clear for me, most of all, is simply a blockage on the energy, and so the advice of the card still stands. It just means, look at that, you know, it just means there is a block, and maybe the surrounding cards can say what that block is, or we pull more cards to see what that block is. And by we, I mean you can of course do it for yourself, which is how I learned after all. But by we right now, in my mind, I'm reading for someone else, right? I'm reading for clients. So let's just pick a card. This is how I cut the deck, by the way. Don't know if you saw that. So the Three of Pentacles. So if it's an affirmation, it would be, you know, approaching this in a very Rider-Waite-Smith style first is, if it's an affirmation, you're saying, great, you're doing good, you are working together, you are surrounded by people who are like-minded, who are equally as masterful as you are, but in their own separate in their own separate I don't know, niche. And I know there's another word there, but you know, they all have their own qualities, is basically what I'm saying. And you know, I like to mix and match my Marseille knowledge with the Rider-Waite-Smith knowledge, and maybe here and there some other influences, but mostly those two, as you might know. And, you know, I kind of combine them in saying, yes, you work together really well, and even if it's not about a team and working together, because that immediately is so very, how do you say, like, it's very clear what the subject is, and that can be great. But at first glance, when I first start to talk about a card, I usually like to go for the energy that I would read you know, as in a Marseille card. So basically I would say Three of Pentacles, it's about growth. First of all, growth and creation. You have the power to create whatever you want, whatever you wish. And then I would add, make sure you're surrounded by the right people, make sure you have a team of experts who challenge you at the same time as agreeing, you know, that there's that good group dynamic. But yes, growth and basically moving up, really creating from when two or more people come together, there's already that extra element, that beginning that has started to flourish. So with all that information, you can see that there already I was switching a little bit here and there in, am I reading it as an affirmation? It is so, good job. Or am I reading it as a, that's what you need? So, you know, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's try it with another card and read this one as an affirmation. Okay, so the Lovers. As you may know, the Lovers isn't necessarily about romantic relationships or even relationship with other people at all. It can very much be about the relationship with yourself. Here we have the number 6 and it's a major arcana. So I like to see that as a power that comes from the outside, power that comes from the universe that approaches you, or a power that in order to get to that energy, in order to grasp that energy, in order to really learn that life lesson, you have to dig a little deeper than the equally important but still more mundane daily type of energy of the minor arcana. So like the Druidcraft basically is explaining in their books, I like to see the minor and major arcana as the inner and outer mysteries. Yeah? So this is an inner mystery because it takes more time to dig to the understanding of this. Okay, so as an affirmation we said, right? As an affirmation, this would be, very good, you are in balance with yourself, and by being in balance with yourself, you are seeing eye to eye with other people. You have a good relationship with yourself. You love yourself, you take care of yourself, you nurture yourself, and that is why you are so open and so comfortable in being your best self, being the best version of yourself. And that's why you have great relationship with others as well. There's also a big willpower that I see in this card, and that stems from this card mostly actually being about choices. You know, often in life we get the choice between, well, everything is a choice. Every single thing you can see is a choice. But when we are aware of that, we get a choice. It's late. You get what I mean, right? When you're aware of it, you basically get the choice between what is right, what is good, and what is easy. So it's always a challenge, and in that challenge lies a lot of willpower, because when you want to be, or let's even say as an affirmation, when you are the best version of yourself, when you are living your best life, no, when you are living the best version of yourself, when you are making the right decisions, the good decisions, the best decisions you could possibly make in that moment in time, then you are in tune with yourself. And it's a glowing energy, and it's great, and you have already made that step between your earthly self and your higher self, or whatever you know, however you read those energies, between your earthly body and your heavenly soul, or whatever you associate with that. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth or ideas, because I think most people understand when I say the best version of themselves, you know? And I can approach that, I can say your higher self, but even that doesn't really sit right. I feel. I never heard anything back from like, hey, that was weird that you all of a sudden started to preach your own ideas about how life works and how the universe works and how, you know, what your spirituality is, and trying to give that to me, even though, you know, I'm another person and I perceive things differently. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm just saying, choose your words, you know, in a reading for other people. Choose your words carefully and be respectful. So that whole ramble, man, I gave you a lot there. And of course it changes, right? It changes. Another day I can see something else, but this is usually pretty much the gist. You can even go much more into detail there, but yeah. So that's an affirmation. So the only thing you need to do if you read cards in a advice type of, in an advice kind of way, then all of that goes as make sure that you stay in tune with yourself. Make sure that you have that good relationship with yourself. Because first, you know, the true love, some people twist these words, but I really do think so. You can only, I would say the best way, the healthiest way to learn to love is to love yourself. Even if you don't really love yourself, you at least, you know, you at least respect yourself. You at least wish yourself the best. That's very important, because that is what makes you grow. That is what makes you make those good decisions. That is what makes you just closer to, and here I am almost about to put words in someone's mouth or give them these ideas, and you can interpret it in any way that you like, but I was going to say closer to God, and that is simply because it's the number 6. And 5, the Hierophant, is the big switch, you know, the big transition, the big door, we could say, from man through, well, in this deck would be church, but whatever your spirituality is, whatever that is, it's not church for me either, by the way. Whatever your spirituality is, to whatever you believe in, to having a great relationship with the energy of the universe, you know, whatever, with nature, with God, whatever you call it, them, her, him. The 5 is that door, and the 6 is when you get, it's mostly euphoria. The 6 actually is that joy, that getting comfortable in getting that high. And then in the 7, things start to move again and to switch again and to make you a little bit more uncomfortable again. But the 6 is a very comfortable number. And yeah, I mean, I went in a completely different direction right now, but I hope you understand my ramble. You know, it's a good thing to think about, because you might even catch yourself on reading some cards as an affirmation every time you get them, and other cards as advice every time you get them. I don't think that's, you know, the way that it should be. Of course, everyone has their own way of reading cards, and sure, but if you want to be true and real and honest, you know, make that distinction between what the energy is. So here, okay, another major, the Star. I don't really want to get into this card because I think that I'm already talking a lot. But, you know, the big difference is you are exactly at the right place at the right time. You are living your, you are pursuing your dreams. Again, very positive. I guess I get positive cards now. And as advice is, what are your dreams? It's very important to know that, you know. Ask the Querent, do you know what you want? What it is that you wish for? What are your dreams? Are you truly doing everything that you can, you in this body here on earth in your lifetime? Watch your words. Are you doing everything that you can in order to get to that point? Or at least to have that point in the sky, that idea in your mind, your goal, at least have that in mind, like a compass. Everything that you do has consequence, and everything that you do can pretty much steer you in one direction or the other. Just make sure that you keep somehow getting there. Don't lose focus. See how I think, at least most of the time, the advice in the card brings out much, first of all, more information for me, and second of all, it's just much stronger because I can really feel my experiences that I put into these cards, or that these cards represent for me. My life experiences, you know, that's one of the great things of reading cards, reading tarot, because it's all about the symbolism, it's all about the image, and then also it's all about the study, and you just get completely geeky, and it's great. I love that. But you get to, when you read for a while, when you read for a longer time, you get to really feel the cards. You get to really see what this is about. Not just the picture, not just a number, not just a suit, not just the fact that it's minor arcana, not just the drawing. It's really about, yeah, you feel that openness and you know where it came from. Just imagine seeing a rainbow for the first time in the sky. Imagine seeing a rainbow for the first time ever in a time where no one was around you to explain what the hell that was. I thought about that the other day. Can you believe that? Can you imagine just people looking up, being amazed at these colors, and not knowing why that appeared, or how come they're all seeing this? It's really pretty. There's nothing scary about it, I think. So it must be a great sign, must be a good omen. Must be the gods. Yeah, it must be a blessing. That's really what you see here, right? With the open arms. This is kind of like the happily ever after card, although this image isn't necessarily happily ever after for everyone. But just make your own happily ever after, and then remember that the Disney movies end at a certain point, but life keeps going. So it's up to you. Here comes the advice. It's up to you to end this first great cycle, and then restart the next, all fresh and ready for more challenges. And you get in there with that extra knowledge, basically, with that extra knowledge, and that is why you can enter the new cycle on a higher level. Okay, I just hope I made myself a little bit clear here. This was fun to do. Okay, if you want to help me out a little bit, I guess everyone asks that at a certain point, right? I would appreciate a like, subscription, even better. I don't know about the whole bell thing. I don't even know what the hell that is. I post a lot on Instagram, Facebook a little bit, but mainly Instagram, I would say. It would be nice to see you there, and let me know what you think of the video, and let me know if this helped you. Let me know if you've already thought about these things. Let me know how you approach the cards. Yeah, I'm just really interested in all that, and to start up this discussion a little bit. So I'll see you later. Bye.